and sit down.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Making his way to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Guys, there is so much intrigue here heading into this fatal four-way match. That's what you get, Michael, when you have four superstars who can legitimately win this thing.
Luke Henry, after kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth, and now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. Look at these four people. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2, Learning Curve. Happy New Year, everybody. It is 2022, and I was hoping to kick it off yesterday morning, and less than a minute into the old live stream, power goes out. We had a nice little windstorm yesterday, not really heavy rain. Saturday and Sunday, the rain was kind of on and off. Never really got like torrential or super heavy, but man, the wind was kicking up yesterday, and about 7:15, getting ready to do the live stream, I hear this loud noise, and I'm like, what was that? And I look out my windows, I don't see anything. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then the live stream starts, and then boom, power goes out. And I'm like, oh, 2022 kicking me in the bee's nuts right out of the gate. Just boom. Oh, really? This is how we're going to start the year? But that's okay. I took my daughter to work. The loud noise I heard had nothing to do with the power going out. It was across the street. My neighbors has some big trees in their front yard, and one of their trees came down. Luckily, it didn't hit anything. It even missed their mailbox, but it was a big tree. So I got back from taking my daughter to work. Myself and a few other of the neighbors went out to the neighbor across the street, who's a young guy. You know, I'm a young guy, but he's younger than me. And he grabbed his trusty old chainsaw, and we started getting to work. And a few hours later, that tree is in little pieces sitting by the curb for the trash removal dudes to pick up today. So there you go. So I helped out a neighbor. So I started off the new year not doing my live stream, but doing a good deed for a neighbor in need. Let's say hi. Wiley J. Draw says, I copied this book off the web a few years ago. Good stuff. It is. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Adams. And I stole Aaron's hat. Actually, Aaron stole my hat. I've had this hat for years. You can go back and look at pictures of me from years ago wearing this hat. Aaron came on my channel last week. We were chatting. My collar looks weird. Oh, this is a brand new shirt, by the way. My wife got me for Christmas. Nice little flannel on this 28-degree morning. Anyhow, I saw Aaron wearing it and people making fun of him. And I'm like, hey, now, I have a hat just like that. So last night on the Kings, I wore this hat in solidarity with my brother from another mother, Aaron. Shoneth, what is up? Good morning to you, brother. So let's dive into it. The famous artist course, they had many. It wasn't just the cartoon course. They had courses on painting, illustration, so on and so forth. These came out in 1956. The cartoon course is the one I'm talking about. And it came out in 1956. It looks like it was reprinted in 1965. And basically, they came in these, as you saw in the thumbnail picture I showed, they came in these big, like 9 by 13 or so size 3-ring binders. And, this is back in the late 50s. Obviously, no internet. All they had for communication was the telephone and the mail. There was no FedEx. There was maybe there was UPS. I'm not even sure when UPS was around, but I know they had the postal service and the telephone, and you would do these courses, mail your work in, they would critique it, mail it back, so on and so forth. So I got my hands on the famous artist cartoon course years ago in the PDF format. If you have the money, you can buy the actual course books. I believe there's 3 binders, like the picture I showed, and they'll run you anywhere from $600 to $700. Or you can get the PDF of the course like I have. And let me see here. I actually printed this PDF out years ago. Hold on. Let me see. 1 second. That's not it. Let's see what this one is. Look at that. I have it right here. Right here, I printed out. Let me share my screen and we'll go through this. Add to stream. Let's do it this way. Boom. So right here in the lower window, the comic head. So this is the whole cartoon course right here in printout form. Now for you guys, because I love you guys, and I do love you guys, and thank you for supporting me. There's a link in the description below to a Dropbox where I uploaded all the PDFs for each course. So you can now own this course as well. And if you want, make your own black and white copies of it to print out and be able to look through at your leisure. I haven't looked at this in forever. I might have to do a little book look on this as well, because I'm not going to spend nearly as much time, because there's lots of courses to go through. So I might have to do that. Let me set this over here so I don't forget. Among my other stuff, I have another one down here as well. I might have to do a look through of. I've got so many books. Anyhow, let's get to this. What do we got? AJ Tom, hey, First Maniacs, what's up? Link is dead, dude. It's dead. Well, hold on here. Let me see why. That should not be the case. I'll post a new link here. Hold on a second. That is strange. That the link is dead. Let me see. Give me a second. That kind of annoys me. So I want to see why. I'll have to let's see. Oh, that's not it. I'm going to the wrong stuff. All right, let's see what's going on with that link. All right, let's see. Get the courses here. Oh, I know why. Okay, hold on. It's because I cut and pasted. Yeah, okay. I know why it's dead. I'm going to fix that right now. Bear with me. Copy link. Link is copied. Let's do this. I'm doing this in real time because I want to get this fixed so you can tell me if it works. Let's go back. There we go. Okay, try the link now if you would. Could someone please try that link now? Nice. Wait, what do we got? AJ says, nice scally cap. You know it. Hey, taxi man. I am the taxi man with this hat, but no taxiing today. Okay, so try that link now if you would. Okay, so it starts off with the comic head because you got to know how to draw heads. This one's only 11 pages. So comic head, these are the people that are contributing to this lesson right here. Rube Goldberg, Milton Kenneff, Al Cap, Harry Hannesginson, messed that up, Willard Mullen, Gurney Williams, Dick Cavelli, Whitney Darrow Jr., Virgil Parch, Barney Toby. Nice. Perfect. I fixed the link. It works fine now. Awesome. So now you can go to the link below and click it and get every one of these courses for yourself. Save them and print them out if you want, so you have it, or just keep them on your tablet, computer, or whatever, and refer back. So the comic head, as you can see, a lot of this is geared more for cartoony stuff, but in the human figure section of the book and somewhat in this head section, I believe, if I remember correctly, they do get into stuff that would apply more to quote unquote pseudo-realism. What I do is pseudo-realistic comic book. So they do kind of get to that. So here's just showing that the head basically sets up on this nice oval shape and everything kind of goes around some. And it's good to start off doing really cartoony stuff like this to just kind of get your feet wet. Then there's some text to read. Here they go into drawing the quote-unquote balloon head, and you can see how they turn the head and stuff. All this stuff does apply to pseudo-realistic stuff like I do as well. So that'll help out. Look at that. It says my internet. I'm getting the slow internet. Hopefully the screen is not blurry right now. I hope. It shouldn't be. I'm just doing a quick check to make sure. Nope, looks good. All right, let's get back to here. So go through. Then once again, just more steps and simplified head drawing. Changing the shape of the balloon changes the shape of the head. If you get my book, Drawing Dynamic Comics, I kind of go into different head shapes and facial shapes as well and how to do it. Varying the location of the features. Now this is one of those things, once again, this can still apply to drawing realistic stuff because, yes, if you look at, how to draw comics the Marvel way, if you look at Drawing Dynamic Comics, my book, it'll be, draw an oval, divide it in half vertically, divide it in half horizontally. The eyes fall in the middle, and then there's certain measurements. But to give unique characteristics to your faces, you can make a nose longer, make it shorter. You can put the eyes up a little bit higher, and so on and so forth. So you can give your characters a little more personality. This is another resource that I wish I knew about when I was in my teens learning to draw, because this would have just been very, very important and informative for anybody really learning to draw at any stage. You got Simplified Expressions right here. And then these this is nice because this shows on the left-hand side, like I said, the pseudo-realism of what I say I do when I draw comics. But then it takes you through all the way to the real cartooniness of it. So I think this is pretty cool to show the exaggeration and such from a more realistic face. And then it gives you the actual, I love whoever made these original PDFs because it gives you in color the yellow sheet of paper. Remember, it was in a binder, and you can see this was a 4-ring binder, and it gives you the assignment that you're supposed to do and then turn in. Reminds me of the lesson in drawing dynamic comics with those heroes with non-standard body types. Exactly. One of the things I wanted to do in drawing dynamic comics was not just show, ooh, this is how you draw the big muscle guy and that's it. I did First Man, I did Monarch, because Monarch's the really big hulking dude compared to First Man, who is more the traditional superhero build. I did Penumbra, of course, but then I also did a couple. I did, I think, a character called Stick, who was a runner, and he was really thin and lean. And then I did this really round, rotund character as well. Some faves have cartoony ticks, Eisner and Cole, that is for sure. What is up, JP Roca in his house? Everybody, please hit the like button, by the way. All right, let's move on to the next chapter in the book. Oh, look, there's my campaign. Little commercial break. Back First Man, if you haven't, picked up another backer last night. So that was awesome. But let's get moving. The comic figure. This is what's exciting to me. Figure drawing. You guys know I love figure drawing. We got, it looks like, let me just take care of something here real quick. Looks like we got a couple, oh, I don't see them. Oh, I was going to say, it looks like we had a couple spammy dudes in the chat. Am I caught up all the way? I am. Okay, never mind. Let's say a couple comments look a little spammy, whatever. Okay, the comic figure. Let's move on. Here we go. These are great. Dealt with. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate that, AJ. So this figure construction, if you know me, I say it all the time, figure construction is key. You've got to get in here and have good figure construction, even with these basic shapes that you're just looking at. If you can get these basic shapes down, then you can draw and not know a ton more anatomy. I mean, if you can do these basic shapes, you can draw clothing over top of this. You can draw a simplified anatomy. You don't have to know the anatomy as well as, say, like I do, Bart does, artists like that. Steve Rude knows his anatomy really well, but if you look at his work, it's all built on the great foundation of these basic shapes. And by adjusting these shapes in different ways, you get these different figure types. The basic cartoon figure. So here we have a great mannequin setup to use. If once again, if you look at a lot of Steve Rude stuff, this is basically the mannequin he uses. He just adjusts the proportions more for her heroic figure. And then you can see how to take this mannequin, or how to take the figure, the realistic figure, break it down to kind of a basic shape here, and then adjust the shape a little more till you get this mannequin shape. And you can see how they bend and twist and stuff like that. So this, to me, is really key. This is stuff, even though I had, once again, one of my favorite books, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, growing up, this would have been great to see, because How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way really just dealt with superhero stuff, whereas this, you can see, deals with more regular people. So they just go into showing different aspects, different movements, and things like that. Here we go into foreshortening. Foreshortening is like it sounds. When something's coming at you, look at that fist. Oh, my hand is foreshortened. I could squeeze my head, squeeze my head, squeeze my head, crush my little head. Guy standing up, he sits down, his legs bend towards us. That's foreshortened. He squats down, legs are bent towards us and back, arms. So it's all about using the tubular, dude, like that's totally tubular shapes, and putting them in perspective and such. Now he's just taking us through showing the basic forms in action. This is a happy warrior doing his ceremonial dance. Would this pass muster today? Could you get away with this today? I don't know. And I don't care, because in cartooning, you want to exaggerate. Your screen looked like Kirby drew it for a second. You know it. Wha-bam. This is not, I mean, this is foreshortened, but it's not dynamic. This is dynamic. Throwing a fist in the foreground like this, yes, that fist is in front of my face, but it's not dynamic. But this, dynamic. So, more examples, just showing how it's roughed out and stuff, showing the shapes and whatnot, roughing it out. This kind of shows constructing the figure. So guys, if you're into art, like I said, there's a link in the description below where you can go in and download the PDFs for this course, so you can own them as well. Just want to check something here. Very nice. Very nice. Sean says, it's drawn too well to get away with it today. That's true. Well, good morning, Victor Thomas. How are you? Hello. Welcome. Everybody hit that like button. So here we go. He's just taking the steps through, drawing this cartoony dude in a suit. See? This is great because it really does show you don't need to know much anatomy just to get away with drawing stuff. This is super cartoony, but if you just blew these shapes into more realistic proportions, just with this simplicity of the suit and the wrinkles and stuff, it would work really well. It kind of reminds me of the amount of detail that a Terry Dotson or Mike Rowingo put in, the late Mike Rowingo would put into his work in regards to the wrinkles, and the amount of detail Terry puts into his work now. Talking about line of action and stuff. The comic figure, some clothing tips. These are real simple clothing tips. There's actually a PDF showing full clothing tips here as well. Man, I must be becoming somebody, because look at that, getting more spammies that I took care of that one. So simplify clothing tips. Your clothing doesn't have to be super, super detailed. It all comes down to the type of work you want to do. All right, let's go to, I want to jump ahead. All right, let's just go to the head in detail. I don't know if I'll get through all these today. Might have to do this over the course of 2 days. So this will take us through a little bit more of the details and the anatomy that makes up the head. Nice sculpture here to show right in the beginning. And then you've got the different styles of heads by different cartoonists. Like this is Milton Kenneff right here. I know Milt stuff very well. The other ones I would not do a great job of picking what drew what. AJ says, I drew a Kirby style piece one time and it was extremely difficult. I tried to correct anatomy. Yeah, you can't really do correct anatomy over top of Kirby's work. And he gets monetized and the bots come out of the woodwork. That's okay. If only those bots would go, if a bot wants to really do their thing and they're not programmed to do this because they're bots, I guess, but it's like, hey, shoot me a $1.99 super chat and then do your little spam. That's all I'm saying. Details of the comic head. So this kind of goes into different examples by different artists in this book. I love this example right down here at the bottom where you've got cartooning the head. So here, I guess, is more realistic of a normal head from the side. Here, I don't mind this because this could fall into the pseudo-realism just because there are guys out there that have big, strong features and stuff. So these two work. This is really cartoony, but, it's great. Stubbled them up and stuff. And then down here, For some odd reason, they thought it'd be a good idea to draw somebody that looked like me before I shaved my head. I don't know why they would do that. Devil Flyer. Yo. Not cool. This is 17 pages. So they actually spent quite a bit of amount of pages on this chapter for the details of the head and neck, getting the point across and stuff. And I do love this basic expressions, and it's just using the simple shape here. But all these expressions you could translate to more of a realistic style, and they would work just fine and give your work a little more of an animated feel as well. More goofy expressions, not goofy. I shouldn't say goofy, but just more expressions that are pushed to a cartoony level, like this one where the guy's a little drunk. I love this. It's a drunk expression. So if you ever go out on an acting audition and they're like, I need you to be drunk, you can be like, eyes half shut, weird mouth shape, and just teeter around. I don't know what you're talking about. I did not drink that much over New Year's. I only had a little bit of the sauce. I can walk that straight line. Oh boy, it tasted better going down. So drunk is an expression. The comic eye, so they show the realistic eye, and then how to simplify it. And once again, you do this enough, and the thing about these how to draw books are you practice this stuff enough, and eventually your own style pushes its way out and above the stuff you were learning from. The comic nose. I've been told I have a comic nose. I don't know if that's a compliment. I take it as a compliment. I have a nice, tight comic nose. I have a nose for comedy, you could say. But this page basically just shows the different types of noses that you can do on people. Mouth and chin, very cool. Got the classic right here all the way to the right in this row. I'm kind of circling it. Of course, classic witch hook nose. Oh, look at me. I'm a witch. I'm a witchy woman. And then even the ear. They get into the ear some. Man, here's another one coming in. I'm all botted up. And then hair, talking about hair, or as these guys indicate, lack thereof. Nothing wrong with a little bit of lack of hair. So, and then the head in detail, putting the parts together. This I find cool because like this first one up here is Milton Kenneff. Well, both of these are Milton Kenneff. So you see Milton Kneff's simple construction. Now remember, Milton's been doing it for a long time. Let's see, AJ says, I drew stuff from the old yellow Preston Hanna book so much that I see Preston Hanna in 50% of high school mascots. Yes, that is true. So typical Milton Kenneff male head, typical Milton Kenneff female, and he even says he used the Gillette Quo Quill 659, which is a very flexible point to do the inking. So if you thought this was inked with a brush, you would be wrong. Al Cap. This is what I love, seeing these different artists show their different ways. So just imagine if there was a book like this, and the artists that contributed to it were Andy Smith, Bart Sears, Ethan Van Sciver, Aaron Lepresti, Graham Nolan, Dan Fraga, boom, Kelsey Shannon, Shane Davis, and then you saw like on the top of a page, me draw a male head and a female head, then Shane do his, and Ethan do his, and Graham and Aaron, Billy Tucci. That seems like it would be a pretty cool book. Harry, oh my God, Harry Henningsen. I'm so badly butchering that name, I bet. Adam says, make it then. We should do something like that. Willard Mullen doing his work, inked with the 290. Harry up here did his inking with the 170. Let me go back, see what it says here. Al Cap used the 290, which is a very flexible point. And so did Rube Goldberg. So there you go, 290. Oh, that's right. John Malin. Yep, can't leave out Mr. Malin. He would be awesome. And then we have some examples here, just going through different head shapes and stuff. And then the old assignment. It had a draw book from CG might help spread the word. It's true. Maybe assign a different chapter for everybody's strengths. I don't know. It would be fun to do. It could be a kick-ass campaign. If all the artists we got could commit, what's actually anatomy? If all the artists we got could commit to 2 to 3 pages, that's it. Then we could have, a pretty good sized book, to put out, maybe 5 pages each. So this is anatomy. I skipped one chapter because I love anatomy and I want to get to the anatomy part of the book. Great idea. I thought so. I thought so as well. So let's see what they have to say about anatomy. Remember back in the day? Remember back in the 50s when this was considered a muscle dude? Let's be honest, you're the only one with experience making a how-to book. Well, as of now, yes. But I could teach others. It would get labeled, nah. We get it in bookstores and stuff. So here we go. This is what a muscle guy looked like back in the day. I think Graham Nolan's bigger than this guy. So Graham Nolan should be posing for the new. So if we did a new book and we totally ripped off this page, we could see if Graham would pose for this. That'd be interesting. I love this cartoon up here. You get the basic shapes and then you get the big, I went to bed late last night. Muscle type dude there. Of course, we talk about movement of the spine and the body. So you get some movement here. These women are cartooned, but everything still applies drawing-wise to this that you would do for any type of drawing style, whether it's me, Graham, Ethan, Aaron, John Malin, all these rules apply. Back and chest muscles in action. Look at this skinny dude trying to pull on something. Get on out of here, buddy. And then, of course, Graham Nolan started the chapter, and now they decide to draw me with a little bit of hair still. Cartoony. Not cool. I wasn't even born yet, and they went into the future and were like, let's draw that skinny-ass artist doing stuff. So not cool. And then they don't delve into the anatomy from the standpoint of all the muscles and that. They just get into the big stuff. Deltoid, biceps, supinator, forearm muscles, triceps, and then of course triceps, supinator. So they don't do a deep dive, and you don't need to know all that tons of stuff to draw these funical books. You just need a basic understanding, and that's what they're showing here. It's just the basic understanding of the stuff. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 head high figure right here. superheroes are generally 8 to 9 heads high, and they made this guy not look like a hero at all, but just a regular person because of the width of his waist and shoulders and all that. Of course, we have more of a cartoony muscle guy and then different body shapes here. Once you know the proportions, you can exaggerate them as much as you want. Let's get into the ladies. I want an entire chapter on Aaron inking with microns. I'd love to see that. I don't know if he's done it yet on his channel. I know he's done some inking on his channel, but it'd be cool to see him take a panel from start to finish. I don't know if he's done that or not. But we get a little chapter here on the ladies. And then some tips on drawing action. Randy Howell in the house. Hello, Randy. Good morning to you. So some tips on action with more realistic, cartoony, really cartoony. So that's good stuff. Clothing the figure. And there is a chapter, like I said in this, on clothing alone and wrinkles and stuff. Now we get into a little bit of things to remember. So they just kind of go over key points of things to remember when drawing figures, male and female. And then, of course, practice. But you're like, well, that didn't really cover a lot of the female figure. That's because this one, I have all my numbering off in my files. Oh, well. Chapter 7, Lesson 7, Pretty Girls. Yes, let's draw the pretty girls. Pretty girls. Oh, pretty woman. Walking down the street. Pretty woman. The kind I'd like to meet. Pretty woman, won't you be mine? Pretty woman, do you have the time? All this is drawn by, I believe, Joe King. I love these examples. You've got pseudo-realistic right here, more cartoony up here. Just great work here. Pretty ladies from the 50s. You did arrive just in time. You know, it is chilly up in my office today. 28 degrees out this morning. Quite the difference from yesterday. So let's talk about pretty girls. There's some nudity here, so be careful. Got some boobages and no cleavages, just boobages going on here. But this is what I really like about this example is they show the woman here. Nice pose too, nice twist to her body. And then they show here the silhouette of what we were looking at, right? AJ, you nailed it. Old school adventure strip artist drew some great women's. So they take this and they do a silhouette, and you can see how they carved out and carved in on the silhouette to get to the drawing on the far right. So the waist is a little tighter in. You know, don't we all? I mean, come on, guys. You're watching my channel, and yeah, that seemed apropos. Oh, yeah, John Buscema babes were awesome. He drew some of the best women. So you can see I thinned it up, pulled the boobs up a little higher, because in real life, look, this woman is, let's say, fine. This woman is just fine right here, but it doesn't translate well to a drawing. So you make these subtle adjustments. And then when you see the drawing, you're like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, I have that. I could review that. Hyper Kaiju in the house. Happy New Year to everyone, and Happy New Year to Hyper. AJ, everybody in the chat. If I haven't said it yet, I'll say it again. Happy New Year. So look at this 8 head high beauty right here. See that? This beautiful woman is 8 heads high. They break down specific things. A prettier, cute face plus hair. Remember, hair can make or break a girl drawing. The breasts, they are drawn high and full shaped. Don't overdo it. Size isn't important. Whoa! Now we know size is not important. Let's see, high hips. When well drawn, these lines give your figure movement and action and unmistakably feminine. And the legs are long with slim ankles. So there you go. No cankles here. No. We're drawing beautiful women. No cankles. A little bit into drawing the head. The pretty girl head. That's right. Must have heels on. Someone should show this to modern Marvel DC artists. No comment. Size is important. Just ask Jim Ballant. Oh, Jim. I've got some tarot trade paperbacks. And more head construction. Average, long oval, and round. All very cute faces. All drawn very well. Remember, guys, there is a link in the description below so you can download all these chapters as a PDF so you can own them for yourself. Yeah, there is definitely a thing to be said about drawing boobs too high up, because I have seen that where it's like, whoa, boobs do not sit that high. You don't have to make them super low, but you don't need to jack them up so high either. So yes, Adams, I hear you. Pretty girl hairdos, hairstyles of the pretty girls. Oh, look, a little chapter on the breasts and the torso. The boobages and the torso. Oh, I don't know what that notification's for. So some nice drawing tips here on boobages. More people should study this. Pretty girl. Oh, wait, it's pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I'd like to meet. Pretty woman, won't you be mine? Pretty woman. Talking about the legs. I can see a lot of John Byrne in these legs. So John did come up. You know, John was born in 1950. So he came up when this was the type of art that was all around. And I can see some of the John Byrne style in these legs. Talking about feet. Got to draw the right type of feet. Got to have some pretty feet going on. So you can see high heels, flats, different types of shoes and stuff. Yeah, right. He did. Oh, I know the Van Halen one. Pretty woman. The pretty girl in action. Here I thought she'd be slapping a guy across the face because that's what they did in the 50s. They're like, don't you talk to me like that. Wow. So that's what I assumed I see, but no. So anyhow, different types of acting out with the woman. And then we have more on action, straight up and down. Oh, nice little curve here. Look at this. This is a static pose. This has nice little sway to it. Meow. So putting a little movement into your ladies. And in practice, here is your assignment for the day. Oh, you know what? All these books, I believe, were 11 by 14 in size, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure they were all 11 by 14. Let's see what other chapters. I'm not going to be able to get through it all today. I think we will. I think we'll end it with inking the head and figure, and then maybe pick up on some other chapters at a later time, if you will. Pick up some later chapters. So inking the head and figure, another one of my favorite topics is inking. Oh, look at that. This guy's just slapping ink everywhere. Inking the head and figure. This example right here is inked with a brush. This example is inked with a 290. This is also inked with the 290. So it's pretty cool. Different types of points, and they're showing what they do and what type of line they can produce. Yes, I know a lot of stuff is done digitally these days, and you can mimic a lot of this stuff digitally. But I got to be honest, I love traditional old school inking, so this just works for me. I've used obviously I still use a brush. I've used the 290. I think I've experimented with a 170, and I've definitely used a speedball. Speedball is more for lettering, but you can do some inking of figures and stuff with it. Just depends on the look you want to get. Talking about holding the pen, so you show Milton Kenneff holding a pen here, Al Cap, Rube Goldberg showing the different types of lines you can get with the different pens, different textures, so on and so forth. We should do a photo shoot like this with all of the king's hands holding their pencil or pen of choice, and then you have to do a contest where it's match the hand with the Comicsgate King. Can you match the hand with the CG King? Win prizes galore if you can. This is great. Milton Kenneff, master of the brush. These are great ways to practice using the brush, but this whole panel, he inked with the brush. You've got, I just love the composition of this panel as well. You've got the plane going down. They're shooting at it. These guys in the bush in silhouette, hiding, shooting at the plane. You got the palm fronds in the foreground, inked with a brush, and the trees back here. And it's all just really indicated. Your eye fills in the rest of the detail. Just beautiful stuff right there. Have a contest who drew that. I think that would be too easy. If all of us drew the same thing and then you had to match up the artist with the art, I just think that would be too easy. So here we go, inking the head. So drawing it in pencil. He starts by inking the features. So not everybody has to start this way. You can start inking stuff the way you like, and then inking the figure. She's a buxom babe, if you know what I mean. Oh my God, Skip Edwards, good morning. How are you? Stan Drake drew awesome women. Oh my God, The Heart of Juliet Jones by Stan Drake. Holy crap. I've got 2 trade paperbacks of that work. And, obviously it's in black and white. Stan's work was phenomenal. Stan influenced Neil Adams when it came to his inking style. So don't know how many people knew that. More on inking the head and figure. Here we got some Al Cap. Just talking about using different tools, showing different techniques and whatnot. Titillating. I see what you did there. Whatever happened to Mitch Bird? That's a good question. I've never met him. I'm a fan of his work. I don't know what he's doing now. Patterns on clothing. Remember, this was back in the 50s, and most of these guys that did the work in this book were known for doing comic strips, and comic strips were in black and white. So you want to put textures and patterns on clothing to add just add visual not acuity, but visual excitement, and to break up the different types of clothing people were wearing in the comic strips. Of course, correcting mistakes, use whiteout. I've seen people use this razor technique with a razor blade on a Bristol board very, very, very well and be able to ink right back over it. Yeah, I can't do that. I end up cutting the paper. And with technology these days, if I make a mistake that bad, I can just scan it in and fix it. But I have done this patch where it's like, oh my God, the ink just blooped right over the top of my figure. So I'll put a piece of bond paper, which is a little thinner, over top of the mistake, re-pencil the mistake, repencil in the bond paper and then ink it, and you can't even tell. So I have done that. Do's and don'ts. Yeah, don't spill your ink. That's a good one. Now, these do's and don'ts are pretty good to read through. Inking the head and figure, so it's a little light, but you can see the final ink pattern on the left and what the cartoonist started to ink from on the right. So I'm terrified to use a razor blade. You know, I've seen pictures, and you might want to, just saying it's getting a little out of hand, Grizzly Adams. Just saying, don't fear the blade. Just use it wisely. Okay. More great inking. So this is Milton Kenneff. You can see kind of on the right, he's got the shadows on the guy blocked in already. So when he inked it, he kind of already knew where he was going with it all. Milton Kenneff, known for spotting heavy blacks and lighting in his work. And then the example for beginning. Let's see. Just want to show one other thing real quick. So I'll have to go through more of that book at a later date. We're closing in on an hour here, and I've got a funny book to draw. But I actually went back in and inked the George Perez, First Man. I did it my way, just my way, making our dreams come true. How old school do I look if I do this? Hey now. Little freeform jazz. I suck at jazz. That's right. Get your First Man funny book here. Get it now. It's also pinned to the top in the description below. That's right. I was going for the beatnik look. Okay, so let me pull this up. So I did a little inking. This is the George Perez First Man. I did look like a guy trying to be in disguise. Travis Frederick, good morning to you as well, Travis. Thank you for joining. What about in his house? Hello. So this was penciled by George, and I inked it way back when I did my Drawing Dynamic Comics book. In that book, the pencils are printed, but the inks are printed in the inking chapter that I used, and I used all brush when I inked it originally. If you like this, the pencils to this book, the pencils to this figure by George is in the program book, the First Man program book, which you can get now as part of the First Man campaign. So go check it out and get it now. But this I inked with a zebra brush pen. I wanted to give it a different look than just a traditional brush. So I inked this with a zebra brush pen fine point. Maybe it was extra fine. I don't remember, but Al Vey was the inker on George Perez on Avengers back in the late 90s. And I really like what Al did. And Al was using a pen. I really liked the juiciness of the lines Al was putting down, and I liked what he did. So I was like, well, I'm going to ink this with zebra brush pen and see how it comes out. So I really dig the way this came out over George. Travis knows it when he sees it. Beautiful George Perez sketch. Yes, it is. AJ, I bought some of those zebra pens. Awesome. They're fantastic. So yeah, so this is fun. This took me about, I don't know, an hour or so to ink. Not too long. But it was fun inking inking one of the comic masters of our time. Oh, there you go. What's it like to ink George? He's so detailed. Well, I've only inked this. I've never inked a full page over George. I might ink a full page over him. I might print out one of the Justice League versus Avenger pages from the original that he did back in the 80s before the book got canceled. There's 20 pages that were penciled, 20 or 22, something like that. And I've got scans of all the pages. So I might print out one of them and maybe pick at it here and there, give me something to do. So I might do that. Haven't decided yet. Have not decided yet, but I thought you guys like to see this that I did. This is the pencils to it. So there's the pencils to it. I recommend everyone inking your influences. Tremendous learning opportunity. I agree with that. I did that growing up. So yes, this is what the pencils look like. Here I can show both. Oh, wait. Now I got to go back and forth. So, so let's see. So pencils, inks, pencils, inks. So there you go. Val is in the house. Hello, Val. Thank you for joining. Thank you for popping the link in the description. Get yourself a copy of First Man now, if you haven't already. First Man, what's that? It's this. Creeping up on 40,000 with your help. We'll get there. We'll unlock the next stretch goal at 40,000. Get that die cut First Man sticker so you can slap it. If you're in school, slap it on a notebook. If you got a computer, slap it on a computer, slap it on your car window and show everybody how much you like First Man. So get on the First Man train now. We've got something for everybody. You missed out on the first campaign. No problem. Get all 3 books here. Volume 1, Volume 2, and the program book. Get it now. Oh, Val's going to make me cry. He said he loved me on the Kings last night. Well, thank you, Val. I appreciate that. If you've already backed the campaign and you're inclined, you can buy me a beer. That's right. Go out and buy me a beer. That's right. Thank you, Frankie says you can get that. Once we hit 40,000, everybody gets a die cut sticker. You can slap it on your Pinto. There you go. Get the book by itself. Get a t-shirt while they last. Get yourself a limited edition First Man t-shirt. Volume 2 Bart Sears cover. You can get that Bart Sears cover. Plus size t-shirts, larger sizes you can also get. You can get Volume 1 and 2. Say you missed out on just Volume 1 and you don't want the program book. No problem. You can get 1 and 2 here. Of course, if you already got Volume 1, you just need Volume 2. You can get the Black Book. What's the Black Book? The Black Book is a 112-page hardcover book featuring some of my best art from my 30 years career in comics. That's what that is. You need to make the program book an add-on for folks that have Volume 1 and 2 already. Oh, Volume 1 and only ordering Volume 2. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll have to do that. Speaking of First Man, do you have any copies of your Image comic left? I have a few left, yes. AJ, I will do that idea when I'm done streaming. I never thought of that. Get a head sketch while they last. Any character of your choice, I'll do a head sketch. Get the bundle, which includes Volume 1, Volume 2, the program book, and the variant covers. Get yourself a single figure commission, any character of your choice. Charlie Lee says, come out with a 500-page how to draw book. That would take a while. But I have good news on the drawing book front for, how about make Volume 1 a separate tier so I don't have to do a return? Oh, I can make Volume 1 and, oh, even if I, yeah. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. So my drawing book, Drawing Dynamic Comics, which came out in the year 2000. So in 3 short years, it'll be the 25th anniversary of Drawing Dynamic Comics. I got a letter from the publisher, and all the rights to that book have been returned to me, so I could possibly reprint that book with new material for a special 25th anniversary edition. So I might do that. Back to this. Get the White Queen sketch cover I did. So get a sketch cover, $200 of this beautiful drawing of the White Queen with First Man. Become a character in the book. There were 1 out of 3 claimed. However, I already did a tier, so 2 people have bought into being a character in the book. So become a character in the book of First Man. You'll be in your own panel with your own dialogue. Superman versus Hulk. I did the Christopher Reeve style Superman fighting the Lou Ferrigno style Hulk. Get that sketch cover, wraparound, $450. Big spenders, if you want a piece of original art, get the original art to the Parody Ad for $2,000. And of course, all these come with a copy of the book. Here's more stuff. There's the Parody Ad. Here's examples of the sketches you can get. Some shots from inside the program book right there. And of course, their original art a little bigger. And here's the Parody Ad. The Parody Ad was drawn twice up, so it's 17 by 22. This piece of original art is 17 inches across by 22 inches wide. It'll look great on your wall. And I don't sell my original art, so go out and get this bad boy. Hardcover and Comicsgate logo on it. Well, look at that. You know, if I do a campaign for Drawing Dynamic Comics, the 25th anniversary edition, I will say that I very well might do a hardcover as a stretch goal for the 25th anniversary edition of Drawing Dynamic Comics. Pastmaster Dan says either Andy shaved or this is recorded. Hi, Andy. This is not recorded. This is live. I can't say hi like that if this was recorded. No, this is live. But guys, I have got to get going. I have got to get back to work drawing a funny book for you guys. So is that the book Dale Keown refers to all the time? No, it is not. I don't know what he's referring to be honest with you. I do not know. I'm talking to Dale. We're going to have Dale on my show, do a little sit down with Dale and Andy, the Dale and Andy show. So, Charlie Lee says, how many pages would you add to the drawing book? Right now, the drawing book is 144. It's not next to me, so I can't look. The drawing book is 144 pages as of now. I think I would want to boost it up to 200. So I'm looking to get it to 200 pages. So that's like 56 pages added to the book. I got to break down, obviously, things I want to add. I know out of the gate, I want to add more pages in the inking chapter of the book. So add some more pages to the inking chapter. I want to add more pages to the figure drawing chapter, to the drawing the head chapter. I want to draw more pages for that as well. So I've got things I want to toil or whatever, spin around with, you know. Sequel, inking dynamic comics. I could possibly do an inking book, maybe 64 pages. You know, we'll have to see. Just got to see. That's all. Dale's cool, but every time he's on the show, it switches from comics to stringed musical instruments. Come on, like you wouldn't want to hear me and Dale sing. You don't. Drawing, inking, and coloring. Yeah, I mean, I could possibly do a chapter. That's not a bad idea. Do a brand new chapter just on coloring. So we'll see. We'll see. I got a lot of it to think about. It wouldn't come out until 2025, so I do have the time to think about it. But right now, I'm just focused on First Man 2 Learning Curve, the greatest superhero out there. It's an uplifting story that'll make you feel great when you're done reading it. So there you go. At least Dale knows the lyric. Oh, that's hurtful. We want to hear you sing. Everybody does. You're going to have to super chat me if you want to hear me sing. I can't be singing for free. You guys are going to have to super chat me to get me to sing. That's all I'm saying. All right, got perspective and the figure. Oh, yeah, I could easily do more in perspective. Yeah, there's lots of stuff I could do. I appreciate it. And guys, I got to get going. So please, of course, back First Man Volume 2. And I will catch you guys later. I got to get to drawing a funny book. So until next time, take it easy, take it sleazy, take it any way you want. This is Andy Smith, your hostess with the mostest, 30-year veteran of the comic book industry. Whoa, we just crossed into a new year. 31-year veteran of the comic book industry. I will catch you guys later. Bye, yo.
Luke Henry, after kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth. And now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. Look at these four people. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2, Learning Curve.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. Go ahead, go with it. 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 Sexy go. 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 Go ahead, go with it. Get your sexy on. I'm bringing sexy back.